This is my proudest achievement of 2020, of this nightmare year. I did manage to bring out this book, Choose Your Own Mediocre, which was a real dream of mine. I think I've been writing it since 2015. Some of the stuff that's in here is older than that. So it was really good to finally have a bit of a, I don't want to say purge or exorcism, but it's kind of what it felt like. So it's published with Big White Shed. I wouldn't do anything as gauche as to publicize my own book at, a launch that isn't my own, but it is £12, £13.75, including postage, available from bigwhiteshed.co.uk. But I wouldn't plug my own book at another event. That's outrageous. So I'm just going to read a few pieces from it, which were actually, I thought I'd try and remain slightly on brand. They were all written during lockdown, so they all were quite late editions, considering some of these are really, really old. So yeah, first one's called Two Dead Pigeons. So really cheerful. Two dead pigeons. Circulation tingling, electric left thumb, 30-something-year-old blood. Metal on a mustache, the wonders of a nose gushing, capillaries explode like magic. Confetti cannons at the end of my world. The year my hands were so raw, dry skin, fist bumped with tiny eyes full of tears, ready to cry. On a bike ride, I saw two dead pigeons in two awfully separate locations, coinciding with two separate moments when I thought I was having a stroke in slow motion. My left arm numb, gripping the brakes, but no. Nothing so dramatic, just pitiful, tragic. Two birds left to rot on the pavement as if they dropped out of the sky. Thank you. Based on true events, I actually did go for a bike ride one day and saw two dead pigeons in two awfully separate locations whilst I thought I was having a stroke. Because 2020 has been the year of hypochondria, sore throat, headache, bit of a bum knee. Oh, I've got COVID. But no, I had to go one better and think, I'm definitely having a stroke. I'm absolutely having a stroke. I must be having a stroke. I wasn't. I'm just really unfit. This next one is a bit of prose poetry. It is called Outside. It was a very late edition because I felt that the collection called Choose Your Own Mediocre, available through bigwhiteshed.co.uk, just needed something that was more about my memories of kind of childhood growing up in Scotland, where I seemed to just be outside constantly, even if I didn't want to be. And that feeling of, in hindsight, I took it for granted, because have I been outside or done much this year? No, I have not. So, outside. Everything tastes of bug spray. It's in the smoke of lanterns everywhere, but the midges, gnats, mosquitoes, flies still fill the summer air, worshipping the dam we built in the burn. Beneath the scent of charcoal clack metal balls by a wooden jack, we slip back and forth across the grass between the vibrancy of new hedges. They separate the gardens, now a divide has been planted, sowing seeds of speculation. The air is warm until the chilled breeze blows. The lawn is persistently soft underfoot. Don't be fooled, we've been told through sucked tongues. It's mostly moss. Voices rise, dogs bark. The driveway crunches under tires, a hill too steep for bicycles. Around here, doors are always slamming, feet shuffling down concrete steps, through a labyrinthine layout, once shared spaces, families and neighbours. I'm told we live in the old servants' quarters. Our kitchen overlooks the acid bath where varnish dissolves off worn outdoors. But further on, the river runs out back, past all of us, behind rustling bushes and branches. I hope I might find an injured crow one day, like the kids next door did once. I cast stones blindly into the foliage. Maybe soon I'll have something wounded to nurture. Overnight, already wet feet stepped deep into brown puddles. No one will make the effort to level the drive. Bottle tops and cigarette stubs, kitchen filled with ashtrays where red wine lips tell us, go play outside, like summer hasn't vanished. We wish for this in-between to pass, for power cuts, buttered toast, hot chocolate, the heat of a fire on our pink faces, smooth chess pieces in my fingertips, rolling hills of white, 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 an endless canvas of snow, ripped open only by a knight's helmet on the horizon, the abandoned farmhouse I never walked to. How I dreamed a dragon would rise up out of those empty walls to wear me like a crown so I might too be something wounded, nurtured. Then back again, to slow walks of the hills, sulphur stinking against the river's freshness, the splash of my brother hitting the water, plunging under, bright red from a crack on his head. Blue lights flashing, the wail of sirens, the wail of my brother from inside white doors, screaming my name like we're in so much trouble. The slower walk back, down the hill to the house, to jokes about the old wells being cursed, to little black spider leg stitches, the coarseness of them on my fingers, when he lets me touch them gently, the coarseness of his hair compared to mine, and suddenly I smell bug spray again. It's coming from a wound this time. Thank you. Such a strange gig, isn't it? But I can see people clapping, so it's very reassuring. And finally, this final piece, something that I didn't achieve this year. I tried to do. There's a poet called Tim Clare, and he did 100 Days of Writing Challenge as a podcast, which I picked up. And I did not make it to the end. I really thought that I would, and I was so determined. I was like, this is a lockdown task. You know, we had lots of lockdown tasks of, I will do this. I'll learn to play guitar or dance the canasta or whatever. And that was my canasta. And no, I completely checked out towards the end. There's still a little part of me that wants to go back and finish the last 7 days before New Year, but it ain't happening, so whatever. But this came from one of the exercises which he presented on this podcast. It's on SoundCloud if you want to do it. It was great. I'm just a commitment phobe, apparently. But it was called The Dragon's Hoard, and it kind of ties in with the last poem a little bit, because that was one of my obsessions as a kid. I was quite obsessed with dragons, so this was a lot of fun to write. So yeah, I will leave you with what I hope you find is relatively entertaining. This is The Dragon's Hoard. A party frock, a tinfoil hat, nail clippers from a Christmas cracker, a hoverboard, an extension cord, the Dustbuster by Black & Decker, a stack of women's weeklies mulched beneath a rotting jack-o'-lantern, a lonely knitting needle by a 1980s prom dress pattern, Dirty Dancing on DVD and Share Fitness on VHS, a written fine from the BBC, a powder blue and white gingham dress, a blue recorder missing the reed, a football shirt for Everton FC, a synthesizer, a crystal bowl, a drag queen cold crystal on PCP, paper towels, growing crests, stocking suspenders, a men's dress jacket, seeds free from garden magazines, endless and still sewn from their packets, pelts of goats, the bones of geese, a signet inscribed to Father Most Holy, empty tubs of low-fat cream cheese, a map of Britain with B roads only, dangling cat earrings, a Nana necklace, the jewels and gold of Elizabeth Duke, stamped train tickets, a poster of Adam Rickett, covered in kisses and drenched in puke. And atop the pile the dragon slumbers, snoozing like a giant baby, underneath his scaly wing, his signed vinyl copy of Definitely Maybe. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I've been Thom Seddon. I'm going to go back behind the scenes now.